The day in the life starts with coming into a Forest Service hut, meeting 20 other people who are like-minded, and getting to see their backgrounds and their excitement about it. And then going out and exploring areas you've never been to, not knowing if you're going off trail or on trail, and what you'll find. It drew me because it put some purpose to being in the woods and to continuing the sustainability of the environment. And my volunteering with the Forest Service feels like I'm connected to them and trying to help support the limited resources and capacities they have.
So the story of this project came about when Greg Trinish actually contacted me, trying to link people who were very fit adventurers with scientists who needed data collected in the backcountry and didn't necessarily have the funding or the employees to do that. And I immediately thought of remote camera survey work. I said it would be great if we could get a number of volunteers who could actually manage a couple of camera sites over a several-week period and collect information on what wildlife species we get. And specifically, I was interested in the Pacific marten because of this apparent disappearance. Thank you again for coming back. We're here to see if we can document any sign of marten. We've had 3 verified sightings in the last 26 years now, so this is just super important. By the end of March, that'll be 2.5 months for all these sites. So if there's a marten in the area, we should have it in 2.5 months.
Well, thank you guys again. Have fun. Go forth and be scientists. To get somebody involved in the actual data collection and the actual conservation of these species in this place, it's such an incredible opportunity to deepen their engagement. They're intimately involved in this place forever. The first thing I do when I get to any site is just look around.
When I hike, I typically start at the trailhead, go to as fast as I can to the peak, bag the peak, have some water, turn around. Now I'm actually getting to understand how the trees and the insects and the animals are all relating to each other and to pay more attention to that. We basically are trying to observe the habitat of the forest and seeing if we can attract and capture images of the pine marten. Which is an animal that actually hasn't been seen here for some time. So I'm trying to combine my love of hiking and nature and backcountry with my care about the environment, conservation, and put some purpose to having some fun.
So this project is encompassing the southeastern corner of the Olympic National Forest. We've got 20 cameras set up, and we've got 24 people involved in this project as volunteers. So it's a really incredible opportunity to take limited resources and multiply those to cover a huge landscape.
We hike or ski in every 2 weeks, check the cameras, replace the bait, hopefully capture some good pictures of some pine martens, but we'll take anything. I like it, it's well organized, it's a process, you know what the objective is, and you learn, quite a bit along the way.
I think that martens are an important part of the ecosystem just because they are a predator. They maintain balance in terms of those kinds of relationships with smaller mammals. But the martens on the peninsula may never have been tremendously abundant. I think on a personal level, it's always been important to me to know that the wildlife was out there. When I go out in the woods, I frequently don't see, too much wildlife. In large measure, I just see evidence of animals, tracks or scats or, scratch posts. But to me, it's really important that the animals be there. A lot of different animals can be drawn into the camera traps just because they're curious. So that's great for our purposes because we are trying to get pictures of marten because we're very concerned about them, but it's also nice just to get a snapshot of what's happening on the landscape. And then let's look at the pictures. You got a fisher. You got a fisher, you guys.
Oh, something?
Fisher.
Got another fisher.
Holy moly, that's great.
That's cool.
That's a wonderful shot.
This effort is incredibly important, and the volunteers work very hard, and we've got a lot of cameras out there. Not getting a picture of a marten does not mean that there aren't marten here.
In there. And we need to do the staple on both of those sides.
So in the last several years, budgets in the Forest Service have declined. And we, 20 or 25 years ago, we used to hire a lot of crews to do surveys for many different species. We just don't have the money to do that anymore. So in the last 8 years, we've had no crew whatsoever. So the volunteers are, you know, they really are our crews, and we simply would not get the survey work done without them.